Hey guys, so today I'm going to be filming a DIY, as you already may have taken from the title. I'm going to be showing you how to use a old dish or glass that you may have and create a living, beautiful work of art that you can display either on a vanity, which is what I plan on using mine for, or you can display yours in a bathroom or anywhere where you just want to bring a little bit of extra life and some greenery and not have to do a lot of maintenance to the actual plant in that area. So yeah, let's get started. First, you're going to need a container. This one is one that I'm reusing from my stay at the hospital. I got a gift from a friend, and she had the flowers in this arrangement here, and so I'm going to use that. And then you're going to have several types of succulents that you want to be using. I'm going to be using this one cacti one that I got from Home Depot, and these little guys that I am going to be showing you are only $2.50. So I am only spending $6 on this project because I already had all the other materials in the house. And then this one is my favorite because it's got like this furry texture, and I really like that it has like a burnt kind of end on it. I really love that one. And so these are some popular ones that you might see in terms of succulents when you go look for them in an assortment. Next thing you're going to need is an assortment of rocks. So I'm going to be using some stones that I have out in the garden, and they're just these white ones. You can pick these up at a local Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever, even a craft store. And then I'm also going to be using these pebbles, and these are just some pebbles that I picked up from the Dollar Tree a long time ago, and I'm just going to be reusing them. They're actually for my wedding arrangements, and I'm reusing them again. And these have been used in many projects. So if you end up making your own centerpieces for your wedding and you do different kinds of things, these are really going to look really nice, used other places in the house as well. And then next thing that you're going to need is obviously some dirt. And I just have mine in this little measuring cup so I can easily plop it into the container. So yeah, and this dirt is just outside from in the garden as well. And then lastly, the last thing that you're going to need is, for mine, this is optional, I'm going to be using some red sand. Last time I didn't use any sand, I just used rocks and dirt. This time I want to jazz it up, so I'm going to use some sand, and I'm going to be placing this. Go ahead and do that now. And I'm going to use the rest of this, and this sand is actually for my wedding, so it's 4 years old. This sand has some history behind it. So I'm just going to be moving that around a little bit and making sure that it's spread out. And I'll move this closer so that you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just spreading that sand out some and just patting it around. The next thing that I'm going to be placing in the dish is the actual, I think I'm going to put in the actual dirt. Or do I want to do some rocks? No, I'll do the dirt. I think I'll do the dirt first, and then I'll put the rocks on top of that. So I'm going to be putting the dirt in, and I'm going to try to keep it so that it doesn't like mess up the layers. Last time my layers got a little bit wonky, so I'm just going to be layering it really nice and taking my time because I don't want it to get really messy at all. So again, you're just going to take and add some dirt and spread it around like so, making sure to touch all the corners. Now that I've got a good amount of dirt in my container, as you can see here, I'm going to begin to separate out my succulents, and I'm taking them out of the wrapping like so. And you want to be really gentle because these guys are really fragile, so handle them with care. And you just want to take them out of their container, and then you want to lightly loosen up the root system. And the reason for that is because you want them to have a good self-start in the pot. You want their roots to really extend out and really grow and adjust well to the new environment that you're putting them in. So I'm just separating them out and just breaking it really loosely. It doesn't really require much. You're just lightly touching it with your hand, and that's going to allow some of that dirt that's already on it to fall off. Okay. Then you want to think about the arrangement that you want to do in the actual container. This can vary based on which ones you have. I think I'm going to put this one closer over on this side here, like on the furthest side right. Or maybe I might have that one in the center. No, I'm going to have this one further out. And then I'm actually going to take the smaller one and put that in the center. And I'm going to have my taller one over here out in the side as well, like these. And I'm going to do the same thing to each one of them. So if you're lost, you're going to see it happen a couple of times here. So keep watching. And just make a little hole with your finger and plop your little plant in. And you want to try to get it as low as possible to the base, and then take some dirt and scoot it around it. And then pat firmly so that you're getting it in place. And I may even do another layer of dirt because this one's a little bit heavy. So you see that it would do well for me to kind of move it inward just a tad and then allow a little bit more dirt to come around this one because it is a little bit more heavier than some of my other ones. Alright, and so there's that one, and then I'm going to take and put in my other little guy. I think I'm going to place him more over here in this corner. And you can see it's not really a lot of space that you're working with, so it does become a little bit difficult, but just do the best you can to lightly get some dirt around it and get it in position. One more little guy, and that's this little prickly guy. So I'm gonna put on my handy dandy gloves that I have, and these are just some gloves that I've gotten in the past, and you can pick up a pair at the dollar store. These are really old, and so yeah.
Just popping those gloves on. Who likes a prick anyway? Gotta make a pun out of nothing, right? Alright, again, squeezing this one out. This one's a little bit more tightly compacted in there. This one's also already coming apart in terms of the dirt. And I'm going to just try to scoop this one in this corner here. And you can see that this one was really messy. So I'm just going to do my best to kind of dig a little hole.
Now that this is really coming along, as you can see here, everything is planted. We want to kind of stabilize it a little bit because it is still a little bit wobbly because this dirt is really, really soft. But once we add a little bit of moisture, that'll all change as well because it'll become a little bit more dense. But the fun part is just actually adding some of your rocks in. So I'm just going to be lightly putting those in and kind of pressing them down to kind of be located closer to the base, but also give it more of a fun, funky design. So I'm just adding those, and you can put as many rocks in or things that you like as you want. This doesn't have any sort of rhyme or reason. You just kind of want to make it fun. So in the end, you'll have something that looks like this, and as you can see, I have my 3 succulents placed in my glass jar, and then you can see I've spaced them out accordingly. And then if you look, you can really see the variation of textures along with that little ant on there. So you can see the variation of textures there. Rock, sand, rock. It's a really neat sort of thing, and I'm really excited about how this came out. I really like the way that the red sand plays well with the kind of burnt ends on this succulent here. So that's my project done. I hope you guys like. Stay tuned for more fun DIYs.